What's up, guys? It's Captain X Production 72, and welcome to Channel Update for June 2026. Somehow we're 6 months into the year. I don't know how that happened. I don't know why that happened. I don't even know how. But somehow we're here. And yes, I'm aware none of what I just said makes sense. But welcome to the Channel Update for June, and a couple of things I want to point out. Right, one, this is not being done like, my usual system where I have the notepad and everything's written down and ready to go. We're not doing it that way. Mostly because I thought it'd be more fun to just do it off the top of my head. Second of all, we're not going to be talking anything in regards to the Mando and Grogu movie because I, despite clearly being some sort of Star Wars fan, have not seen it. That's more of a time thing. And I'll admit, I don't get that much hype for Disney content. However, I will talk about the sets that have been unveiled for it because I do have some opinions there. So there is those two things to point out. But, let's jump into it. So, the first thing I want to talk about, I want to thank everyone. So, obviously, like almost about 2 weeks ago, right? Maybe 2 weeks ago, I did my 4,000 subscribers live stream, of course, which I built the 2010 Luke's Land Speeder, because I finally dipped into my seal collection, and the 2008 AT-AP. And of course, Terra Killer T1, check out his channel, built the little Falcon that's on the back of my Star Destroyer. He thought it'd be funny to place it there like in the movie, as well as he built his Transformers brickheads and his Turtle brickheads. And I want to thank everyone who joined in for that. That was a lot of fun. See, we started the year off with 2,000 subscribers, which took me 10 years to get, and here we are within, the last 6 months. We've managed to make it go up by, we're currently at 4,057. So going up by like 2,040 something subscribers. That it was a lot over 2,000. I had sorry. That is crazy. I do want to appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Sorry, thank you very much. So yeah, big appreciation. Might not be my biggest month in terms of uploads and stuff, but what I did was towards the end of the month, I have bulk filmed a lot of stuff. So uploads are ready to go. You've seen that. Like this week, you've already had that episode of the Complete Saga, which went away for a while, didn't film any episodes. That series is kind of like that, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna show. By the way, I'm not gonna show the stand for that or Lego Batman 1 because that will just ruin it for people, who want to watch those episodes. But the Complete Saga, I've got I think up to almost episode 30 pre-filmed of that, and those are just gonna keep coming out weekly. Lego Batman's pre-filmed up to I think 6 or 7 episodes, so we're all ready to go there. That's why I'm not going to show you guys the stands. Yes, it appears in shorts and stuff, but I don't want to actually go on depth and show it like properly in video. I know that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. So let's talk about the display. So obviously back in April, I decided to change the place around completely. I wanted more floor space, which meant giving up some shelving. Fair enough. It is looking good. Like some parts of it are kind of roughly the way I want it to be. Things still need fixed. Like I placed figures on here temporarily, while I was moving things around, i.e. these clone pilots, and I still haven't moved them. Like other than that, like bits still need done. Like there's parts here and stuff like that. And of course, the UCS Jabba sail bars got completely destroyed, so you're not going to see that. There's all bits still need figuring out and fixed and dealt with. I want to do something with Red Figures because I've currently got Smooth Hair Leia sitting on top of the Tantive, which needs dusting. I've got some things in that I need to deal with, like the 2008 transformation chamber thing that I recently picked up. I got to do something cool with that. The display is looking alright, like the Revenge of the Sith one, the AT-AP is looking good. Here's how long the time frame is. I've only recently got this shelf, and if you see my streams or shorts from that one about to stop looking like crap, this was a storage crap pile shelf. I'm also this month, you can see how yellow this Gungan sub is. I have finally got the parts in to repair that. Make that set look good. But, I've got the shelf looking great. It is a work in progress. We're finally going to be getting onto these in coming soon. In fact, today, the day I'm filming this, I'm going to try and do some work on this. So this bottom bit here is absolute chaos. We've got the UCS Slave 1 and whatnot in there. This is the organised version of this. Trust me on that. It's the best I've managed to do so far. This case hasn't really changed, I don't think, too much. Keep in mind, what is new to me, what's new to you guys is like about a month old to me, so I'm trying to remember those things. But like I said, I will not be showing the TCS or Lego Batman 1 stands throughout this. But I have been dipping my toes into some other things. Let me show you this. So I've always thought that the idea of Black Series looked cool. And yes, we're looking at a wall. But I wanted to collect something more retro in line with what else I do. So I started to go and buy up old Star Wars action figures. So we got the Clone Wars Yoda, which is CW14. So I've kind of been learning the serial number system with these from 2009. I've got... This all started with an event that I went to with Terra Killer T1 well over a month ago, where I picked up one of these action figures. One of them I already had previous to that. Got this 1999 Lordy Mantel that I picked up at the event. The Hondo Naka I've had for a while. I've had that for a good few years. We've got Padme, the Shock Trooper, and the Super Battle Droid, all from that kind of 2012 lineup. So this wall's eventually just going to be covered in goddamn action figures, because I know what I'm like. Oh yeah, and I thought this was the ideal place to place this on top of like my Blu-rays, because I've been rearranging all this and stuff like that. And again, I'm not going to show the shelf above me for obvious reasons. I don't want to spoil things. But this has become another thing that I've frequently been spending far too much money on, is Xbox 360 games. You can see I've went a bit nuts. There's 87 games here. And whether that and that is technically a duplicate before someone feels the need to point that one out. I like go back there that I found when organising things. It just happens to live there now. But I've started to get a bit more into my consoles and stuff as another hobby again. Picked up this the other day when I was out with some co-workers at this kind of gaming thing. So due to some unfortunate circumstances, my other one got stolen a couple of years back, and I finally picked up another one. And that was as good as that one. I've also been getting right into collecting the damn games for it. The PSP, right? For those of you who don't know what it is, I mean, even though it says PSP there. It's one of the most addictive consoles that I buy games for. Loads of fun there, so I'm really happy I managed to pick that one up. A few people were asking what's left of the sealed collection. I'm going to go up here at an angle so you don't see nothing. It's just these two battle packs here that are left. The sealed collection will not be getting replenished. It's not the kind of thing that I would replenish, but yeah. People have asked me when I plan on stopping with this. Trust me, there won't be any stopping until I get to the point, because we go out like monthly in these kind of places. It will eventually get to the point where I stop finding games I want. The other thing I've started... Oh, by the way, it did come with the box, which is even better. Started to get right into collecting Blu-rays as a result of things. A co-worker was inspired me to do that. So if you're watching this, thanks for that. Another thing is the TV, as well as some other stuff. So, let's start with the TV. So I've upgraded. You don't realise how dusty your TV is until a goddamn light has been put on it. But I've downgraded my TV. So I had a 2025 generic smart TV, right, that I had bought last year. Yeah, you can see in the reflection. Off of Amazon, right? Because I wanted a more decent TV than what we were using. And it was alright, but I mostly do retro games. And I was in a charity shop and I saw this 2010 Sony Bravia. And I picked it up. Honestly, makes a lot of games look really good. It's not just that. I've upgraded a majority of the gaming stuff in here as well. So, this is an Xbox One, right? It's a very scratched up Xbox One. By the way, I cannot get most of that stuff to come off. But basically, my Xbox One, this is not the one that you've been seeing in updates and random videos. My other one died. It finally just stopped reading discs and started shooting out dust and everything. And I just decided to get rid of it and buy another one. I do plan to upgrade to a PS5, because we're also going to talk about the whole Lego Batman thing as well. So when I eventually decide to do that, I'll probably just get rid of this. I don't know yet. I also had the opportunity to change out my 360, so I've still got my other Xbox 360 Slim. You know, that I've relocated into the living room for when I occasionally want to play games in here. But something I always wanted, and I finally got the opportunity to pick one up, was the MW2 Modern Warfare 2 Xbox 360 console. Now, the reason I picked this up when the Slim was the one, you know, they came up with that to prevent like Red Ring of Death and all that. There's a reason I actually bought this. So, certain games that I have, this stand got slightly shown there, that I have here, like some of the ones like, I'm trying to think of some examples, like Lost Odyssey, Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know what the hell 5 is right now. I bet one of you lot can see it and I can't. I'm wanting to bet that's the case. But anyway, those games have to install on the console using discs. I think that game has 4 discs. And the Slim consoles apparently have problems with that, so that's why I bought a fat one. And to be honest, I seized the opportunity to get the Modern Warfare one. I could not help myself. I saw it, on CEX's website, I was looking at it, thought, do you know what, we'll spend the extra money and pick that up. And this old console with that TV is a perfect match. So there is that. Also quickly touch on the Mando and Grogu sets. Except we're not touching the movie. I think the 8080 is really cool. The Sandcrawler I'm divisive on because I don't know how I feel about a Sandcrawler not looking like, you know, like, when I think of Sandcrawler, I think of like that colour brown like on the old sail barge, not so much, you know, the kind of grey kind of stuff. That's weird to me. I do like the sails and stuff on top, but it is very accurate. The other sets I've not really looked too much into. If I'm honest, I've kind of stayed out of it for a little while, like looking at the new sets, because I'll be honest, until I see the movie, I'm not really going to show any interest in it, and knowing me, I'm not going to see the movie anytime soon. I do want to see it, however. The last Star Wars movie, or modern Star Wars release that I saw in the cinemas was, must have been The Last Jedi. And I did not enjoy that. I have, however, like in the most recent years, I've seen like The Phantom Menace and I've seen Revenge of the Sith in the cinemas. I really want to see the original trilogy stuff. The episode 4 releases next year for its 50th anniversary, so I will be making a point of seeing that. Well, these will always then end up turning up into rambling. But as for goals this month, my goal really this month is to get to at least 4,150 subscribers, right, would be my goal. Who knows, maybe I'll smash it even further. I want to continue the consistent uploads. What are you getting this month? Pretty much my new system. So every Friday, you're going to get an episode of collecting every Lego Batman 1 minifigure. And every Tuesday, you're going to get the complete saga. So I've got a whole bunch of figures set aside, ready to go for that. So I just plan to keep, you know, an upload with those. I'm not going to be stopping with that when I get it all done. People have been asking about review content. See, since I've changed this room around, I now have actually the space to use a table in our review capacity. I'm planning to try and get some reviews done maybe next month. Maybe that's a thing I do enjoy, because I've got all that done, and the fact that I've got a big parcel finally shipped, by the way, that I paid for in March with Boskman Customs, you'll wait a while. It means, more or less, that the complete saga, by the time all those episodes I've got filmed, I do need to edit them, there is that, or uploaded, I will have, plus I've got a whole bunch of figures on pre-order. By the time I've uploaded what I've got, the new figures will be here and I can upload them, so it will kind of be a continuous cycle kind of thing. The Lego Batman, I don't have too much like pre-ready to go for that. I've pre-ordered a couple of minifigures. I think I've picked the right time to get into that, considering the new game's launch. Speaking of which, so the new game, right, I'll be honest, I've recently been I've accidentally, screw it, but been playing through like the original Lego Batman game, right? It's here somewhere within this windy valley. It's right there. I've been playing through the old Lego games, and here's the thing, right? After a certain point as a kid, I stopped really playing the newer ones, or as they're coming out. So the Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga did not appeal to me much, but from what I've heard, and by the way, I am a fan of the Arkham games, the new game has elements of combat like the Arkham games, so I'm really excited to see that. Like I said, I'm going to have to pick up a PS5 anyway this year if the Grand Theft Auto 6 ever does actually release. I mean, I wonder if that game exists. I know there was a whole thing about release dates, but you know what they're like. Oh, by the way, for anyone asking in the comments, these are customs of Saul Goodman and Mike Ehrmantraut. These can be found via eBay. Even got the little card as well. But yeah, so that'll be a video, like when I buy one, that'll be an unboxing thing, because that'll be kind of cool. Then unbox the Xbox 360, like the Modern Warfare 2 one. But anyway, this has been a very rambly video. I've got things set out for this month. Hopefully we can just, you know, get it out rapid fire. There's no like crazy events, there's not plans to have anyone in the live streams this month, but we're going to keep going forward. I will see you guys on Friday for collecting every Lego Batman minifigure episode 4.